welcome to 222 of 22 on a Tuesday. What? Fantasy football
That's
going
a lot
up
of twos.
on a Tuesday. That's a
That's
thing,
a
right?
lot of twos.
It is a lot of twos. All right, man. Yeah, so because of all of that, we're going to go with two players at each position. We'll both do two players at each position that we're going to avoid in Dynasty football this year. So those drafts, I mean, they'll start up. They won't start up
A lot of startup
hopefully until
drafts
after
going on.
draft. Do what?
Well, you'll have some going on after draft, but you'll have some startup drafts go ahead and happening now. I know I was talking to Matty Daddy last week. He's had
That's
a couple
weird.
already.
Really?
Yeah. So I think a lot of people, some people are doing startups now so they can just do a rookie only after the NFL draft,
Oh,
which is
okay.
fine if you want to get two drafts out of it.
No, I think that's a bad
Swami?
idea.
We got
I mean-
Swami on the YouTube chat tonight. I like
I
it.
know, dude. What's up, Swami? Thanks for popping in here. I think it's a bad idea to go ahead and start up. I mean, there's so many changes that are going to take place. We don't know where Aaron Rodgers.
Free agency is going to wreck it. Yeah.
We don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going to play. We don't know where Devonte Adams is going to play. I mean, what? Why would you already be drafting? That is brutal.
I don't know. That's tough.
And I thought I was impatient when it came to getting drafts done, but
for real. But it definitely, affects your strategy going into a draft because it makes you more tentative to take guys like Devonte Adams or Aaron Rodgers, guys that are likely to end up somewhere else. So
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Swami getting the computer in front of him this time. Love it.
Man. He's ready to go.
Man.
We
got Albert in here. Yeah. What up, Albert?
Albert.
Welcome in. Alrighty. So 222 on a Tuesday. Let's talk twos.
So what? So what's the parameters for this? Is it like who's a top 20 that you don't want to touch? Is it just I be like, oh, I don't want Sam Darnold? Like, duh. Or
yeah. I mean, don't go for something super easy. Like, duh, no one's doing Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? Like, don't go for something super easy, but also
just make that clear going into it here.
Like, also, though, we're not going for hot takes either. We're not those people. We're not trying to just say something just to get some controversy up here.
I feel like for QB, let's assume it's a 12-team dynasty league. And let's say who's a top 12 you don't want to draft. And then at running back, you can be like who's a starter who will be drafted as a starter in your league that you don't want as your starter. Does that make sense?
That's kind of what I was going for anyway.
So like 32 running backs, 32 receivers, 12 tight ends.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, someone who's starter worthy to most people, but yeah.
24 running backs and receivers, I meant, not 32. I'm doing a 16-teamer with that. My math is off, and I'm an accountant.
Well, that's a dangerous thought.
I ran out of fingers, okay?
Yeah, that's tough. Toes, too? No.
They let you use your fingers and toes in testing in college, if you believe that.
I do believe that. They can't really take them from you.
You can blatantly count right in front of them. They're like, okay.
Don't even care. They're like, oh, that dumbass isn't going to pass this test because I have to use that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's why I always put my phone on the other side, because I plug it in. That's why. Okay, I may switch that. Sorry. All right. You want to get started? Yeah, I'm at 10%. All right. You want to get this started with some QBs?
Yeah. So we use Fantasy Pros on here a lot. So just for kind of a guideline, I'm going to look at what they have because it's real early for like ADP data and stuff like that right now.
Yeah.
So looking at their top 15, 12 to 15. Sorry. Oh, you hit that little dry spot on your throat and all of a sudden you can't breathe. So they have Aaron Rodgers and Desean Watson at 14, 15. I don't feel real comfortable drafting them. Lawrence is 13. But I think out of the top 12 that they have, I think Russell Wilson is the one I'm staying away from the most. Well, he's my number one that I'm staying away from because he's older and because he could end up in a situation that is just no bueno. I mean, you really don't know. But I really think his age, along with changing systems and all of that this late in his career, I don't think it's a recipe for fantasy success. So I think I'd stay away from him in dynasty drafts this year.
Okay, so Russell Wilson's your one there.
Yeah.
You already mentioned it. Deshaun Watson was the one. I put it on the graphic for today's show. I think Deshaun Watson is an absolute stay away. People are still talking him up. I mean, even on here, they've got him at the number 13. I'm sorry, that risk is too high.
Oh, I'm looking at, they got him at 15 on.
Oh, sorry, I'm not in Dynasty, my bad. Either way, they've got him at there's just no way.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of risk.
No. It's that's way too risky. That's not the way I like to play, risking it like that. And I mean, I'll still be surprised if he ever plays again. Like, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that kind of risk, especially when there's plenty of other quarterbacks who are going to be just as fine. Like,
now, if he gets past this legal stuff and doesn't get in trouble and all, like, he could be, a sneaky grab for someone willing to take that risk. But I agree with you. I'm not willing to take that risk at all.
I mean, you're not taking him early enough to be your QB1. You're taking him QB2 as a backup, just hoping, but I don't think so. Also surprised they have Trey Lance all the way up at 8. It's a little early for that. I mean, I guess they're using their crystal ball and just saying, like,
he does have a lot of upside. But that's actually, that was my next pick.
Okay, cool.
My number 2. Like, it's not that I don't want to touch him completely, but I don't want him as my starter if I'm drafting a dynasty. Number 8's way too high. I think he's a top end, number 2 backup right now, but I'm not ready to draft him at number 8 by any means.
By any means. Yeah, that's way too high for me. We just don't know yet. We don't know yet. And that's tough. All right. Let me look through here. Let me see. I don't know if this one's obvious, but you went with Trey Lance, so I'll go ahead and Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence for me is a no-go. I know people are high on him, blah, blah, blah. I don't think he's it, man. I just don't. And I have no excitement about Trevor Lawrence at all. I'm more excited about Trey Lance easily, more so than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Trevor Lawrence has some skill, but there's a lot wrong with that team before he has a chance to have much success. The receivers are weak. They got a good couple of running backs. Their O-line's not great. Their defense isn't great. Like, there's just a lot of bad things going on there. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to kind of drown in that. I don't think he's going to have, much chance for success there.
No, I'm not impressed. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, he may be a good quarterback, but you send him to a crappy team. I mean, it's where they go to die, right? So let's catch up on the chat over here a little bit. Albert said his 2 are Wilson and Rodgers. Rodgers I could understand because of his age, but also he's fantastic. And if he goes to Denver, he's going to have a heck of a team around him. So
yeah, I agree. Like, Rodgers, he's got probably 2 or 3 really good years left in him. I think he's a better quarterback than Wilson. So I would still rather take him than Wilson, but because of his age, I also understand the hesitancy.
Yep. I'm not taking Tom Brady.
No, not taking Tom Brady or Zach Wilson.
All right. Swami says, I don't like Russ in Seattle, but if he leaves, he can maybe come back. I agree. Depends on where he goes. He can be decent. Every player that missed a season never comes back in game shape. Bell, for example, Le'Veon. Yeah, it's not the same for sure. So yeah, I'm not expecting Deshaun Watson to come back tip-top shape either. That's hard, man. It's one of those, like,
depends on if he, kept working out or not, or if he got lazy.
But there's more than the physical shape there. There's a mental shape that goes into that. So it depends on how he's been getting mental reps and things like that. It's a lot different. Now, speaking to that, I know that when they were in college, Desean Watson had he had like this machine that was like a VR thing, and he would take mental reps through that. I remember they did a coverage thing. They covered that one time where they had this technology down at Clemson, and he just got mental rep after mental rep, never actually had to be on the field. So they said it just helped a ton. So possible that that works out. That's funny. Desean Watson and Trevor Lawrence were both of mine, both Clemson guys. Anyways, I think if you give Trey the whole season, he can surprise a lot of people. I think so. I think he'll maybe be a little rough right off the bat, but then just take off with it. This is what I like to see too. Trey, Debo, Mitchell, Kittle. Yeah. I mean, that could be, and even Ayuk started to come back on there. Ayuk is a good receiver. So they have a very dynamic team there.
There is a lot of potential there, but I'm not ready to call him a number one.
Yep. Trev equals Boo. Agree. Yeah. Yeah, he needs weapons. He's on the do not draft list. Yeah, I didn't go after him last year in our dynasty leagues. I was more after Trey Lance for sure.
I ended up with Justin Fields in mine, and I felt fine with that.
Yeah, that's not bad. He's coming along. Yeah. He needed some work.
New coaching staff. I'll be real interested to see what happens there with him this year.
Perfect. Derry Berry stopping in. What's up, Derry Berry?
What up, my guy?
And Mr. Sarcastic being sarcastic.
Trevor is I
understand what he means by the team, but
I know what you mean by that, but he's not as talented as Matt Stafford either.
He's not. So, yep. All right, cool. So, you can go on to running back?
Yeah. Let's see here. So let's look.
Let's see.
Well, according to these rankings, I can tell you who my top one I'm not touching is Alvin Kamara. I don't know if anything happens with him legally before people do their startups, but I ain't drafting him anywhere. That one might be a little too obvious. I mean, for me in Dynasty, I think my top one is actually going to be Christian McCaffrey, which is bold because he's super, super talented. But with the injuries adding up, he's been in the league a few years. I think he's either on the back end of his prime or past it. Like, I think you're gonna start seeing, even when he is healthy, some slowdown coming up, especially if they don't do anything to help him out on that team. Like, that team is freaking horrible. So I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable spending as high as a draft pick as you're going to have to spend to grab Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think that's safe. I think that's fair. I think. I'm gonna say for my first one, I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying away from Saquon Barkley. Big name, talented runner. We'll see if he can stay healthy, but he has no team around him. I mean, it's not him. It's not me. It's you. Yeah, that team is it needs too much fixed. And I know we've talked about it multiple times. They've got some good draft picks there at the beginning of the draft, but they need more than two players.
Mm-hmm.
They need a lot of help. And so Barkley is a player I'm staying away from. And unfortunately, we have him in a dynasty league, I'm pretty sure.
We do. But we also have another really good running back, Swift, I think. So
yeah, I think so.
Barkley's our number 2, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Traded Ridley for him, who may or may not ever play again.
That's crazy.
So I'll take that deal.
Yeah, I'm staying away from Barkley. So far we have McCaffrey and Barkley.
I wouldn't mind making an effort to trade Barkley in that league this offseason.
Absolutely.
Which we can look into further.
For sure.
My next one's going to be Clyde Edwards-Delaire. I think it's
Yeah.
glaringly obvious. I know a lot of people are really high on him. I think it's pretty obvious. He is not a fit in that offense. They don't use
Are
him
people
right.
still
They
high
don't know.
on him?
Some are. They just don't
Huh.
know how to use him. He doesn't fit that offense. They don't run the ball enough. He's not a great receiving. It doesn't seem like they trust him in the receiving game that much because you still saw a lot of Darrell Williams and what have you. So I think I don't want Clyde Edwards-Helaire on any of my teams. Redraft, dynasty, anything. Like I'm
Yeah,
good.
that was how we felt at the beginning of this last season, and this
I
season,
feel even
same
more
thing.
strongly now.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I have 2 that I'm trying to choose from, but
We can give him a bonus running back. So
I just don't want to say the one I want to say.
oh, I know who it is because I didn't want to say it either.
I don't want to say it out loud.
Like taking your favorite. It's like Old Yeller. You take him out behind the barn and put him down. You don't want to.
Yeah, dude. I think Zeke is a
Yeah.
no-go for me.
Yeah.
That's tough,
I'm
being
not.
the Cowboys fans. But and what sucks is I think I have him in 2 dynasty leagues, so not super excited about that. But he's just fallen off, man. He
Yeah.
just and Pollard is fantastic.
He just looks sluggish constantly.
Yeah.
He's not that explosive anymore. He's not that strong anymore. He goes down way easier than he used to.
Yeah.
But he's
Totally
taken
agree.
a beating over the years. I mean, he gets hit. He runs violent or used to. And I think it just beat the crap out of him.
They don't throw him the ball. I feel like they did that early in his career. They threw him the ball a lot more. They don't do that anymore.
Pollard kind of evolved a little bit. Yeah, he
So
used to catch more.
he's just not that dynamic running back you want or need anymore, and that's heartbreaking. Super heartbreaking. Also, it sucks. I didn't want to say that out loud because I wanted to try to trade him to you in our Redux Dynasty, but I've already looked into it. There's no deal that can be made there, I don't think, but that's not the point. The point is,
I've been trying to work some deals in that league, and everybody's in full off season. I'm not paying attention to anything mode right now.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, so Zeke was for mine. Let's see over in the chat. Albert. Okay, here we go. Said CEH, Sanders, and Zeke. Yeah, agree with all 3 of those actually.
Sanders is another really good one that I like that pick a lot. I'm not touching Miles Sanders at all.
My one that I was trying to choose between him and Zeke was actually Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is probably.
I think I wouldn't mind having Jones still as a number 2.
Was a number 2, maybe, yeah, but maybe. I don't know. It makes me really nervous now. Really nervous.
Not as nervous as Zeke with the same kind of split as him and Dylan got. I'd rather have Jones in the same situation.
Well, but if that offense loses a lot of pieces, that doesn't.
Yeah, if Adams and Rodgers leave, I hate Jones next year.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead with Zeke is because we kind of know that situation. So I went with kind of the more for sure. But Aaron Jones is on the watch list for me of things that got to work out in his favor for that.
Totally.
Swami wants to know how many leagues we do each year. I did 10 this year, and I will be cutting that back next year because 10 was too much. So I'll probably be in like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I did 11. I like to cut, at least 3 or 4 off of that.
Yeah, same. I'd like.
There's some I just can't cut off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then there's a handful. I'm like, yeah, it'd be hard, but I need to cut it off because it's just too many.
I don't think I can get it down to 5. I don't think I can.
I'd like to get around 7. If I can get to 7, I'll be good.
I mean, I've got too many dynasties. I got 3 dynasties. Oh, yeah. I don't think I can get it down to 5, but yeah. So, yeah. And what's fun about them too is a lot of them score different. Their lineups are different. So I like having that mix of different ways to play and
there's
whatnot.
some have just been in for too long. Like you can't drop when you've been in for that long.
No,
there was one I was actually going to cut back this off season, and then I won the championship. And I'm like, well, you can't win a championship and not defend it, right? So now I'm like,
you can
where
else
can I cut some fat?
I know that league. That's the one I already said I'm not coming back.
I really don't want to because it's a boring league.
It's so boring. I hate that league. No one,
It's boring, and it's a money league too. So it's like,
yeah, guys, these guys in there openly admit like they avoid trading. They do not want to trade. They want to draft a team and see if they can win with what they draft and what they can pick up on waivers and stuff. They avoid trading, and
and
that's not my kind of league.
they'll have zero running backs they can start. I've got 12
Yeah.
really good ones. I literally, my roster this year, my running backs were ridiculously deep.
Uh-huh.
I had like 8 top 20 running backs. It was ridiculous. Wouldn't trade for one. They literally didn't have a single one they could start and wouldn't trade for. I'm like, really? Like,
So stupid.
what's the point?
It's stupid. Those teams could
Yeah.
have really helped themselves. People don't want to draft change. I hate people who veto. I play in no veto leagues because that is
Yeah,
a no.
yeah. I don't do veto.
Veto leagues are a no because people, it could be a fair trade, but if it helps somebody that's kind of near the top, people veto it just to hurt that team. Like people veto for the dumbest reasons, and it's trash. So not about that, man. We don't play those
Yeah,
veto leagues. Get
exactly.
that out of here.
Exactly what you said. It's your team. Unless you're cheating, do
Yeah.
what you want.
Now, because I'm in a no veto league, that there was an egregious trade made. This guy talked about he was going to have a fire sale, and he did. He gave away Mahomes and Kelsey for a box of Cracker Jacks. I don't
Yeah,
even think he got that much out of it. And everyone just was like, no. So that had to get reversed.
yeah.
But it's not a veto
Hey,
league. Everyone's
if
just like, no.
I'm the league manager, I reserve the right to refuse anything that looks like cheating. Anyways,
Yeah.
we might not be a veto league, but if something, because I remember when you told me about that, I was like, oh, I'd overturn that so fast.
Well, that was our expensive league too. It's like $250 buy-in or something. Like it's just ridiculous. So
Yeah,
it's a big money league, and so to be doing that crap was just annoying.
because I've been in leagues where they did the fire sale thing. I mean, we were uh the one league we were talking about a minute ago, and then Homegirl and one of the dynasties both did the same thing. Just
Yep. That
here's
fire sale.
everything. Give me all your draft picks, and they have nothing.
Yeah, and the guy who gave up all the draft picks won the championship. I mean, he just took everything, and it's just like, good God, gross. Um, all right, you want to move on to wide receivers?
Yeah, we got a bit off topic there.
Yeah, sorry.
Took we took a detour through the chat real fast.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude, we can fill an hour here, so that's why earlier I was like, don't do your research ahead of time. We have plenty of time to
let's
do this
wing it.
on the
We'll just
show.
wing it on camera and watch people watch us go.
Well, technically, I mean, that's what this interactive show is. It's real time research and blah blah blah. So it fits. All right. Let's see. I'll go first for wide receiver.
All right.
I don't have one picked yet, but I'll go first. Hold on.
I got one picked already.
Oh, go for it then.
Calvin Ridley. Everybody expects him to come back, but I'm not taking that chance.
I thought that was an.
It's kind of
That's
like
an
the
easy
Deshaun
pick.
Watson thing. It's an obvious one, but it's like Deshaun Watson. Like it's pretty obvious, but still, it has to be said. If I had to pick a true number one, I wish Ninja was here. Lockett.
That's exactly who I was gonna say.
Never drafting Tyler Lockett ever.
Tyler Lockett. No, thank you. Avoiding that one.
All right. Well, since you already had it picked out,
No. Go ahead. That's fine. There's honestly for me, wide receiver is the easiest one. I have
there's so many because
I have a ton of do not draft players.
Tyler Lockett's definitely one for me though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already a boomer bust, and then I don't know if he's in a contract year or not, but Russell Wilson, he's definitely not going to be with Russell Wilson. So I don't like him. I like him even less without Wilson. Unless if he's in a contract year and ends up somewhere with a good QB, maybe as a flex, but I don't want him as one of my starting receivers.
Yeah, I agree.
Never have, never will.
Can't argue that. Another one. Okay, so this one, I'm going with Devonte Smith. As long as Jalen Hurts is his quarterback, I'm not super high on Devonte Smith. they have him at the number 21 dynasty wide receiver, and I understand he's young, but dang, I almost like Amon-Ra St. Brown more than him. Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins for sure. Marquise Brown, Hunter Renfrow. I like these guys more than I like Devonte Smith.
Let's see. Just going over the next ones, like you said, Pittman, Hopkins,
Pittman.
Cooper, depending on, I mean, if he's probably not going to be in Dallas, but depending on where he ends up.
Yeah.
Judy, Bateman, probably not Ayuk.
Probably not.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, I like all of them over Devonte Smith.
Yeah, I'm not big on Devonte Smith. I don't like his quarterback situation. So it's nothing really on him. Yeah, he's talented, but kind of a quarterback, and there's no other like wide receivers to take any of the heat off of him there. I mean, Jalen Reagor, blah blah blah. Like, nah. So that run game, other than Hurts, I mean, Miles Sanders, I don't know. I mean, the run game's good. Don't get me wrong. It's another one of those Baltimore backfields where you just don't know who's going to get all the plays that game. It's a three-headed monster, and you just don't know who's going to get it. So for fantasy purposes, that backfield is a no-go. But they have talent in the backfield. Don't get me wrong. So, but yeah, I'm not big on Devonte Smith. That's who I'm going with first here.
You know, it's funny. We said Calvin Ridley was obvious, but they do have him ranked at 18. Like, that's really high.
Yes, that's really high.
Another one
that may not play.
Another one that's pretty obvious, but I still want to mention it. I'm not sure yet if he's my actual number 2, but Michael Thomas. That dude's a freaking nut job, and I'm never drafting him again, ever.
No. You can throw him in the same Antonio Brown bucket. Just head case. Don't touch him.
That's the way he's headed. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I want Mike Evans. If I'm being honest. Stuck in Tampa Bay. Godwin's a free agent, probably out of there. Gronk's gone. Brady's gone. Fournette gone. Mike Evans is it, and I don't like that. As of right now, Kyle Trask is their starting quarterback. I'm sure they'll go after somebody or draft somebody. I don't like that situation either. And Evans is already like 28, 29, something like that, right?
I'm not sure, honestly.
28. I just pulled it up. He's 28.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's still got some time, I guess, if you wanted him as like your maybe number 3 or something. I wouldn't want him as one of my starters, though. And that's how you have to draft him. Like, Fantasy Pros has him ranked number 20 right now. And I just think that's too high for someone in that situation.
No, I agree. Okay.
The very top of these rankings are impossible to argue with, though. Like, if you look at them.
Yeah, how are you going to argue with that?
Like, the top 12, 15, like, not the top 12 are just, that's rock solid. Adams is a little tricky depending on where he lands this offseason, but otherwise.
But he's still incredible.
His talent is amazing, yeah. Who's your second one?
I don't know if this will be my
hard.
Huh?
Wide receivers are actually kind of hard.
A little bit.
Because it's kind of deep. So you have to go a little ways down the list to really find somebody
that's true.
Won't do pretty well.
I'm gonna say, and I know this is a little obvious, and this may not be my official one, mostly because he just tore his ACL and it's gonna be tough. But Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yeah.
Even if he was healthy, I wouldn't take him next year because Robert Woods will be back.
Maybe. I mean, it's contract year for him.
That's true. If Robert Woods is back, then I probably wouldn't take Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham, he got a bunch of short touchdown passes. Like, he was a red zone target. I just don't think he can keep that pace up at all. So
he's also 29 with a pair of torn ACLs on his resume. So
yeah, that's rough.
See him losing a bit of a step from that as well.
No, I agree. Okay, so the next one I'm going with is Chase Claypool. Because that quarterback situation is icky.
Awful. And he's a freaking knucklehead.
Do what?
And he's a knucklehead.
He's a knucklehead, man. They have a clear-cut number one wide receiver, Deontay Johnson.
Oh yeah, target monster.
And so Claypool is a no-go for me. I don't know. Do you think Mason Rudolph is going to be the starter there this year? Holy crap.
I have a hard time believing that.
I
really
do
think
too.
They'll figure something else out.
Man, that is rough.
Yeah.
The dude can take a hit, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Eat a helmet to the head, huh?
Yeah. Not a fan of Mason Rudolph. If he's the starter there, that's a no on Chase Claypool. But even if they get somebody else, it's probably still a no on Chase Claypool. Depends. Depends on who it is. They go get Russell Wilson, I probably like Chase Claypool again.
Yeah. If they get a good enough quarterback, I'm okay with Claypool.
Yeah.
So for me, that one's tough because he's not a don't draft no matter what, like some of the others we listed.
It's situational. Mike Evans is kind of the same way, though. You mentioned him, but if they get a good quarterback, I don't hate it.
I mean, if they trade for Rodgers, I don't hate Mike Evans in that situation.
Heck, I don't know if I hate him if he has Jameis Winston. I think I like Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
You're right. I guess Evans and Claypool, it's kind of the same thing. Situational.
There's a lot of situational this early on right now, for sure.
Albert says Hopkins and Cooper.
I understand Cooper for sure.
I understand Cooper because he may be out of Dallas, but he could still land somewhere else that is really good for him. He's really talented, and he's still relatively young, isn't he? Like, how old is he?
27, 28 maybe? I'm just guessing.
27. So he's got a lot of years left in him. DeAndre is a couple years older, but even more talented. Yeah, he struggled with hamstring this year, sure, but that's not an issue he's had in his career. I don't have any problems drafting either one of those guys, honestly.
Dude is a beast. DeAndre Hopkins is a beast, man.
I do drop them both in my ranks some, but I'm not avoiding them.
Yeah, Plant Man Hopkins next year, good or nah? And I said, yeah, good.
Yeah,
good next year. If their quarterback situation is good, but he's got good rapport with Kyler Murray.
Fails, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Who was their backup? McCoy. Like he did pretty good with him, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean he does good with everyone. DeAndre Hopkins, you just got to get it within like 10 yards of him. He's going to make the play. Dude's a beast. So just as an example of how high you think of DeAndre Hopkins in a redraft league, non-dynasty, how high is he there for you?
He's still top 10 in redraft.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. Or right on the cusp of, I'd say top 11. Just because I'm looking at these top 10 here: Jefferson, Chase, Brown, Kupp, Hill, Lamb, Adams, Metcalf, Samuel, and Diggs.
I'd take him right. I'm taking right after Diggs, number 11. You're right. Yeah.
And honestly, I probably want him over Metcalf. Honestly, I'm probably dropping Metcalf down to 11 and putting Hopkins at 10.
Yeah, they got Waddle at 12. I like Waddle better than Metcalf too, actually.
Waddle, PPR beast, bro.
Yeah. I'd move some of these things around.
Yeah.
But,
hey, Nick's here.
Hopkins redraft 10 to 12. Top 10 to 12 redraft still.
What's up, Nick? Hopkins balled out with 10 terrible Texans QBs. Dude's a beast.
The dude's a monster, wrong. Yeah.
You're not wrong, Nick. Also, congrats on getting your tickets today, my man. Got some softball World Series tickets today.
Nice. When is that?
It won't be for a long while. It's in the
summer. It's usually in the summer, right?
So. Yeah, it's hot. But those are hot tickets. Hard to get a hold of.
Because are they playing in Oklahoma again?
Always.
Yeah, because Oklahoma's always a top 5 team going into it. So
it's because we have the Hall of Fame, the softball Hall of Fame.
Oh, that too.
So that's why it's always at the Hall of Fame. We just happen to be OU just happens to have a really great team every year.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So
you skipped Daniel's question.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, yeah. How do you think D Johnson targets change with the new QB? Depends on who the QB is.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change that much.
I don't either.
The quality of the targets might change, but the number won't probably that much.
Would you say the number might actually go up? The
It
number of
could go up.
targets?
It could go up. That kind of receiver, with that kind of experience, he could really lean on that. Him and Freiermuth. I think a new QB hurts Claypool more than anybody, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Shane, holy crap, Red. How does one get these tickets? They're probably already sold out. Also, welcome in, Shane. How's it going, man?
Yeah, those tickets are probably long gone.
Yeah, I bet so. Nick would know. Nick's good at getting those.
He's
Ugh.
pretty OU plugged in. That's probably
Oh,
how I
yeah.
found out about it, was just through the OU softball team.
Plant Man over here says, gotta take note Waddle. Yeah, Waddle, dude. Waddle
Yeah.
showed what he could do this year. He was fantastic.
I was skeptical going in, but
I was too.
he's top 12 easy. Easy.
Oh my gosh. I love Jalen Waddle.
Redraft and dynasty.
Yep. I was not that
Scoop-
high on him before, but
scoop.
now I was this close to getting him from Tony in Dynasty. That close until he changed his mind at the last second.
Dude, I could have had him super cheap in early trades, and I was like,
Same.
it's too much, and here we are.
Yeah. Swami wants to know, you guys riding the Gabe Davis playoff train?
I'm
I
not
am
riding
not.
it that hard, but he's definitely somebody that I would not mind having on my bench next year.
Yeah, I have a hard time with players that go on like a little hot streak and then everyone's high on them all of a sudden. I can't go with that. It makes me nervous. I want a whole season.
Well, the
of
thing is
goodness
with
there.
Gabriel Davis is you kind of saw a progression over the course of the year. They had drafted him to be their number 2. He wasn't ready. They brought in Sanders. They brought in Beasley. They started out the year hot, started falling off. Gabe Davis came in and started progressing. And now, I mean, that playoff game proved Gabriel Davis can be their number 2 now.
Yeah.
And Sanders gone. Beasley is likely to be gone. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie is the backup slot guy, and he played pretty well in that one game. I mean, when Beasley was out. So,
Yeah.
I think Beasley and Sanders are gone. I think Gabriel Davis could be a pretty good flex next year.
Yeah, I want him as my flex for sure. Nick said they went on pre-sale today at 11, sold out in 30 minutes.
Whew, it took that long?
Yeah, I know. Right? Shane wants to know, does Evans keep his streak? That quarterback situation's too iffy. I know we talked about that a little bit ago, but
he was one of the guys that I said I'm avoiding. I don't like that situation on that team at all. He's the only skill guy that's left, basically. So
yeah, that's
I don't want him on my team. I mean, they could end up taking another QB and he could be all right if they have good chemistry, but I don't feel comfortable. He's a boomer bust type receiver anyways.
Yeah, that makes
with
me
question marks at QB, and I'm avoiding him.
I'd say as of right now, not excited about Mike Evans, but again, a lot of things can change this offseason, so we'll just keep tracking that. But as of right now, not feeling Mike Evans
for sure.
Swami says they'll save on cap with Bees, and Sanders said he might retire.
Right, exactly. Beasley, I think it saves them almost $5 or $6 million if they get rid of him. Yeah, he's got a pretty big cap number considering what he was contributing towards the end of the season.
I'm sure that the Bills were super happy to see Davis show up and play well for sure.
Well, play even Isaiah McKenzie there, the slot guy, the number 3 guy. Like, why not go with the young guy? Just go ahead and get rid of Beasley and move forward with those guys.
Yeah.
Because that's a solid core they could move forward with for several years.
And now they have Dawson Knox, a good tight end that they can utilize too. I mean, that offense is coming together, so dangerous. That team is dangerous.
Yep.
All right, you want to do some tight ends?
Yep, let's switch over here to tight ends. I'll actually let you go first this time. I kind of cut in front of you last time when you said you were going to go first. So
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna go with. Oh, he's way too high. I'm not gonna go with that one though. I'm gonna go with Noah Fant. I avoid Noah Fant. I always have, and I will continue to do so. The dude's athletic, but he just doesn't produce. Like, we're being honest, he just doesn't live up to that athletic hype.
Right.
And even if they get Aaron Rodgers, Rodgers isn't necessarily a tight end kind of guy.
He doesn't play that tight end at all.
And with the wide receivers he's going to have there in Denver, I don't see why he would turn into a tight end type of guy. So Noah Fant's a no-go for me.
Yeah. My top one, based on these rankings, it looks like is Hunter Henry.
That's the one I said he's way too high when I was going through. Yeah.
They got him at 14 here over Zach Ertz. I mean, come on. Logan Thomas, Higbee. That's just ridiculous. They're still going to have Johnny Smith under contract.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just not enough targets for that tight end spot to be that successful. So, and I do think also New England, I think they upgrade their wide receivers this offseason. I think they'll make a point to do that for Jones.
Probably. I think so.
I don't want anything to do with Hunter Henry or Johnny Smith for that matter anymore.
Which is so sad because
I was really big on Johnny Smith last year.
Such potential.
Excuse me. Yeah, I was real big on Johnny going into the year, and he was awful. Henry was not good. Like, it was just no thank you. It's no Gronk and Hernandez.
No doubt.
With Henry and Johnny.
What a duo. God, what a duo.
Yeah.
All right. My second one is Mark Andrews. No, I'm just kidding. Now, how hot would that be? I'm just kidding.
almost fainted.
No, I'm going with Mike Gesicki.
I almost went with him on my first one.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Never have, never will. He just, again, really hyped up, but I'm not really sure why. Like, yeah, I'm not going with Mike Gesicki. And I mean, there's some good wide receiver options there. Again, why he just throws the waddle the whole time. It's just waddle, waddle, waddle. So he doesn't even need Gesicki out there.
It's like that wobble song. Waddle with it, waddle with it.
Yeah, waddle with it.
Is that too close to the song? Or we're gonna catch a YouTube strike on that one?
Nah, it's what do they call that?
Parody,
yeah. So we got away with that. We're good.
I don't know who my number 2 is. Well, that's a tough one.
I'm glad I went first.
What's funny is, a couple weeks ago we were talking about dynasty tight ends on here and our order that we take them in and stuff. It's almost like they were watching and like fix these. So now their top 9 is the same as our top 9.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I think Hawk and Waller are
they moved Fant
hours, but other than that, they switched Knox and Fant.
Yeah.
And now their top 9 is our top 9. I think that's kind of funny.
Do we get paid for this?
Right? We're just looking into the crystal ball. That's all.
Man.
Oh, shoot. I might have to go down just a little bit further. I guess I actually have him on a dynasty team of mine, but Evan Ingram, if he stays in New York, is doomed to keep sucking.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's got some, he's athletic. I don't think he has the best hands. If he lands somewhere else, maybe he'll have a chance to be decent. But in New York, I don't want anything to do with Evan Ingram. As of right now, I'm not drafting him at all. I know they got him down a ways, but I feel really good about the rest of the ones we haven't talked about in that top 16 or so, 17. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess I'm gonna go with Ingram. The only other one that I might hit on is down even a little bit further, Robert Tanyan.
Oh,
I know he
yeah.
got hurt this year. There was some people he was kind of 50-50. Some people were excited, some weren't about him this year. Maybe with a different quarterback or in a different system, he's got the talent for it, but I don't see it ever happening for him there. But Ingram is on my do not or avoid/do not draft list.
Yeah, same. All right, let's get over here. Albert says, mine is Schultz if he leaves Dallas.
Agreed.
I don't think Schultz leaves Dallas.
I don't think he'll leave Dallas, but if he did, I don't think he'd be used the same way.
Nope.
He was used as a blocker before Jarwin got hurt.
Which is why I don't think he'll leave Dallas. I think he's going to like that success, and I don't think he wants to leave that.
Yeah,
Why would you?
He'll be a blocker if he goes somewhere else, I think.
Yep. So I don't see him leaving because of that. Shane says, last questions. Where's Sean go next year? Also, Coach O voice, go ECU Tigers. Fight on East Central. Yeah, boy. Shane, it's so good to have you in here, man. That's funny. I was actually just talking about you the other day. Good things only, but really just your nickname of Red, and was telling the story about you and stuff. Anyways, so good to see you in here, man. Where does Sean go next year? What do you think, Kyle?
Oh, man. I don't know. They're asking so much for him.
It's stupid. I read, I think today, where they said they still want 3 first-rounders, and it's...
Yeah. Like, they're never going to get that unless they wait to let the legal process play out.
Yep.
And if I was them, I would take. I agree with Nick. If I was them, I would take anything I could get right now for him before that even gets started.
Yeah, he plays for jail.
If someone offered me 1 first-round pick for Desean Watson and I'm in the Texans front office, I am taking that and running.
Yes.
Like I don't want the press. I don't want anything that goes along with all that, man. That's just, it's not going to be good. Even if he eventually comes out and they're like, yeah, he's, they settle or whatever, everything that comes out and that's going to be bad press.
Because that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to settle. He's going to pay out some large amount of money, and then he'll always be guilty.
And it's just a bad look. So I don't think anybody's going to pay 3 first-rounders. If they come down off of that price a little bit, I mean, I could see like maybe the Jets or somebody like that making a run for him.
I don't know, man.
There's so many QB needy teams right now.
There are some QB needy teams. All of a sudden, I don't think the Jets are going to make a run for him. I think they like what they have.
Maybe. I don't know. Zach Wilson didn't look like the answer. But I was trying to think of teams that would take that on. But I mean,
I think we all know Pittsburgh doesn't have a problem with that sort of thing. So
true. They could just make him the rapist burger number 2
as well.
But you do have a lot of QB needy teams, and I don't think Miami's one of them anymore.
I don't think so.
I think see Mike McDaniel being interested in that. But I don't know.
Agreed.
I think the team that's been the most interested and will remain the most interested is probably Carolina.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Carolina would be interested in it. But they don't have what it takes to get him, apparently.
No, they don't. I mean, there were talks of a McCaffrey thing, but that won't happen, I don't think.
Yeah, analyst says Panthers will 100% try to make a move for a QB. They're a good QB. They are a good QB away from running that division, and I can't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, they get that QB situation fixed, and they're looking pretty.
I saw where Washington's going to be pursuing a QB hard this offseason. Maybe that's a fit.
I don't think so. I think they're going more of a Jimmy G look.
Dude, Desean Watson would fit right in DC. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen.
Just on a character basis, he fits right in DC.
God, that is no joke. He would be in heaven right there. He'd be like, "Man, this place feels like home."
All the senators would be like, "How'd you get out of that? Teach me what you know."
No, the
But,
senators would be like, "Hey, we'll show you how to get away with this.
yeah.
Bro, you got to
Uh,
use your money more."
I do think Carolina's probably one of the better fits, though.
Probably. I just have a hard time thinking Desean Watson's going to play in this league again. I have
I
a
do
hard
too.
time thinking that the league would take that kind of PR hit when they're already under fire for so much all the dang time.
Constantly.
So I don't know. I just don't see them wanting to take that on either. And because the issue is he can't prove that he didn't do it. If he didn't do something,
Can they prove he did?
well, that's to be determined,
And that's why
right?
it'll settle, and it'll probably not even make it to court.
Probably.
And
But
these teams will just have to decide, one, if they want to pay the price required to get him, and two, if they want that PR hit.
because that's the problem with this sort of thing. If he didn't do anything, he can't prove that he didn't do anything. That's like, I can't prove to you that I haven't murdered somebody. How am I supposed to? You can't prove that sort of thing, right? You can't prove a negative. So,
Yeah.
he's always going to be guilty in the eyes of the public, right?
Yeah.
So, I just don't see the NFL taking that on.
Swami's 100% right. They've been very inconsistent.
Geez, that's true.
They let Roethlisberger get away with it. They gave Kareem Hunt a second chance. Ray Rice, Antonio Brown was accused of the same thing. He paid them off. He kept playing. I don't know. I feel like it's been very inconsistent over the years.
Analyst makes a good point. They'll make a move for him and make a statement saying blah blah, we don't condone, and Watson will have to earn it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He'll have to work his way back in, earn it, and prove to us all that, yeah, he's probably right. Especially since so much time has passed, I feel like it's making it the sting is going away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, and Swami kind of has that right. Big Ben was always liked by the fans. I was a Big Ben fan back
Ray
in the day.
Rice was loved by fans in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's
the muscle hamster.
just different situations, little inconsistent application. I guess it depends on how early in the process you pay them off and squash it, how long you drag it out. I don't know. I mean, some are more, egregious and brutal than others. Ray Rice's was rough.
Well, I think it hurts too that it was his wife.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was brutal, but the Kareem Hunt, the Joe Mixon, those tapes were pretty rough too.
Yeah, but those were some just random people. I think it's worse when it's your wife.
Maybe.
I think it's just worse.
Yeah.
Legally, even, speaking of trouble, will Kamara be in trouble for his Vegas actions?
Totally.
He'll get in trouble, but I don't think it'll be that big of trouble.
They're saying he could get jail time because of what he was charged with. It was like assault with significant bodily harm or something like that. They're saying it comes. I forget how long it is in jail, but it comes with prison time, like minimum sentence type thing.
Sucks you owe me a draft pick for him, Nick.
I just can't remember how long it is. I want to say like 5 years, but
I think that sounds right, 3 to 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know what set Kamara off like that. That's what I want to know. Like, what was the guy doing or saying? Like, bet he won't do or say it again. I say that. He's probably going to make millions and millions of dollars off of this. So,
totally.
He might do it again.
Well, the difference is you can't just pay that guy off.
No, but he'll still sue and still get money.
Yeah, he'll sue civilly, but it'll be after that jail time's over with.
Man, that's a messy situation.
It is. I know I don't want any part of Kamara on my fantasy teams right now.
Yeah, I mean, because not only is Kamara's legal situation bad, but his team situation is bad too. I don't like anything going for Kamara right now. Any of it.
No. Swami, you're right. As far as the league goes, he probably won't miss that much time. But legally, there's a minimum jail sentence for that crime in Vegas, and he can't just pay it off because it's a criminal case versus a civil case. There's no settlement there. You have to.
It's definitely different.
So I definitely think he's going to go to jail, and he'll miss at least a year probably for it.
Yeah, because then he'll get out early. I mean, because famous rich people and stuff, they get treated differently with the law and stuff anyway. So he won't get what most people would get for that, but
he'll go to his 5-star hotel prison, whatever the hell.
Get out after 6 months on good behavior. He might be out by OTAs,
Yeah.
I mean,
could be.
It's hard to say, but what a messy situation. No thanks. So
yeah, hard pass on Kamara for me.
Man, why can't these guys just not be stupid?
Right? How hard is it not to mess up your multi-million-dollar a year career? Hey, if you want to fight some guy, wait until you're past your prime in your 30s, then go to Vegas and whoop somebody's ass.
Right. So stupid.
Give it 5 or 6 more years. You'll be way done playing, and then go hurt somebody in Vegas if that's really what you want to do. But how are you going to mess up that kind of opportunity?
Stupid. I do not remember when Aaron Donald got into that fight. I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Now I'm curious, though.
I am too. I don't remember that at all.
Aaron Donald fight. I saw him try to choke that guy out on the field this year. Jeez. That meme that had what was it? End hate or something on the back of his helmet. And then it had a picture of him in the same game, choking that offensive lineman stuff. And it was just yeah, living up to that. That was funny. Okay. Aaron Donald fight. Let's see what we got going here. See some images. Come on, Google. Oh, all I'm getting are these pictures. Apparently, he likes to really go after offensive linemen's throats. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, he's jacked that guy up. Kind of looks almost the same. That eye is just big and swollen shut and stuff.
Well, yeah. Wow, there are a lot of pictures of him choking people.
Yeah, dude, Aaron Donald likes to...
Is he Aaron Donald or The Undertaker? Because he's trying to choke slam all these guys.
Good Lord.
I don't remember that, though. When was that?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember him getting in trouble, or I don't know what happened with that.
I don't either. I don't remember if he actually did get in trouble. Huh. Interesting.
Weird.
This article I'm on just says Aaron Donald nightclub fight destroyed another human, and that was 10 months ago. So I'm not sure. It must have been.
Interesting.
Yeah. April 11th. Okay. So it was in the off season, but beat the crap out of the dude.
I just can't get over how many pictures of him choking people there are. That's really funny.
Yeah, dude. Apparently he's really into that. And everyone loves Aaron Donald.
Likes that erotic asphyxiation stuff, huh?
Too funny.
That guy's eye is super swollen, though.
Yeah, he beat the crap out of it. That's a big dude he beat up, too.
Yeah, he looks about the same size. I mean, all I see is a headshot, but he looks like a pretty big dude.
Big dude. All right, man. We're at an hour. What do you say we wrap this up?
Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, and Swami's right. NFL is just a consistent way of punishing people. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, they literally punished Zeke back when he was found to have done nothing wrong. They punished him anyways.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, so, some guys also don't get nothing. Zeke does nothing, gets, 2 or 3 games he had to miss? Come on.
Yeah, it was stupid. Just to plug in here, there's a new show on Netflix called Murderville, and it's really stupid. And they go in and it's like a murder mystery. They have this main storyline where the guy's a detective and stuff, but they always bring on a guest. And like the first one was Conan O'Brien, and they don't give a script to the guest for the show. That person has to improv the entire time. And at the end of it, after they act through the show, they have to guess at who the killer was based on the show and all the stuff that they do. It's actually pretty entertaining. But episode 2 is Marshawn Lynch.
Was he just there so he didn't get fined?
Yeah, exactly. That dude is hilarious. So if y'all get a chance, Murderville on Netflix, episode 2 is Marshawn Lynch. That dude's funny. And if you watch the first one with Conan O'Brien, it's funny. But Marshawn Lynch, to me, is way more funny. So that's kind of interesting. Funny. Like he played it up pretty good.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Popping in here. What's up, man?
Man, we got everybody in here tonight. I like it.
I tell you. Thanks for stopping in, Brandon. Yeah, dude, it's a pretty funny show. They do a good job with it, actually. But that Marshawn Lynch, that's funny. That's a good one. So go check that out if you get a shot.
That sounds pretty good.
Alrighty, I took us past our hour with that, but oh well. God dang it. Oh, okay, more on that show. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to watch more. I've only watched through number 2, so I'm gonna get on that and watch more. Anyways, guys, it's been
fun. I gotta watch it too.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, guys. It's been a lot of fun tonight. It's been really busy. So
a good night.
Anyways, we'll see you next week.